Hi, welcome to Radiant Resilience. I'm Torrey. Today, I'm going to take you through a slow flow yoga practice that's going to have a slight emphasis on working the core and the glutes and the hips, but it's going to be an overall practice in and of itself. You're not going to need any special props unless you know you like to use blocks for your lunges or a strap for a figure four pose, or if you need to pad your knees when we're doing some kneeling things. Reminder to keep yourself safe. Everything we do is optional, so never go into something that feels painful or just isn't going to work for your body. Okay, so we're going to get started. Come down to the floor. And you can either have your legs long or you can start in constructive rest pose with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Arms are comfortably away from your body, palms face up, and then lengthen the back of your neck out. Begin to bring your attention to the natural pace of your breath without changing anything, noticing how your body is moving, where the breath is going in the body. And then start to deepen your breath into a belly breath, letting your belly rise and fall as you breathe. When the belly is moving with the breath, that means the diaphragm is moving more, which massages your internal organs. It stimulates the nervous system to go into a more restful state. And it also brings more air into the lower lobes of your lungs. And then as you inhale this next time, expand all the way from the belly up into your collarbones. Exhale from the collarbones down to your belly. Moving the breath in and out of the body like a wave. And even though your breathing is kind of moving up and down the torso, make sure you're still expanding to the sides. And your throat can be very open, or you might narrow it very slightly, very gently for Ujjayi breath, letting it be soft. And as you finish this next exhale, take another sigh. If you are seated, come down to the floor. Everybody come into constructive rest pose. Feet are flat on the floor, knees bent. We're going to do 2 more sighs. On your first one, let your low back and your belly just relax. Let it soften. Same thing with the shoulders on this next sigh. Let the shoulders melt. And then you might be able to lengthen the back of the neck out even more. Now, slide your arms out to a T position. Breathe in, and as you exhale, twist one direction, looking the opposite. Inhale, center, and exhale to the other side. So just keep going here with this breathing pattern and your twist. Exhaling, going in to your twist. Inhaling, moving out. As you go into this next twist, stay there, take a sigh, and then stay in the twist and just rock your head side to side. And then head stays in the middle. Bring the knees to the center, breathe in, exhale to the other side in your twist and sigh there. And stay in the twist as you rock your head. head center, knees come back up. Breathe in. On the exhale, knees come into your chest. Inhale, push knees away from you. Exhale, pull them in. So this is a really nice, gentle way of getting the low back moving. As you're doing this motion, you'll feel that very gentle forward and back rocking of your pelvis, which gets a very gentle movement into your low back. Okay, now you're going to continue with this motion with your legs, except for one's going to go one direction and the other one's going the opposite way. All right, and as you do this, gradually make the knees go wider. So now as you're doing that pushing and pulling in opposite directions with your knees, you'll feel your hips kind of doing a little tilting from side to side, which brings a very gentle lateral movement, side bending into your low back. And then stop here in this wide position and just pause. Hold the knees wide towards your shoulders, or slide the hands up towards your feet, stacking feet above the knees for happy baby pose. And if it feels good, you could rock in your baby pose. Coming back into center, take a breath in and out. And then as you release, bring your knees into your chest and either rock side to side or circle the knees going in the same direction. So more massaging of your low back and your sacrum, your hips. And then go the other direction if you're circling. If you're rocking, you could move your knees closer or farther from your chest to change the spots that are getting massaged. And as you come back into center, open the knees apart, circle them around, bring them back together, getting movement into your hip joints. Reverse your circles. And then knees coming back in. Slide the hands to the backs of your thighs. Flex your feet. Breathe in. Exhale, lengthen legs to the ceiling. Inhale, bend. So just keep pumping the legs, straightening and bending, warming them up and stretching out the backs of the legs, hamstring area. As the legs go up this next time, stay there. Point one, foot flex the other, and alternate. Spreading out your toes and really working through the whole foot. So the toes are the last part to point and the first part to pull back into your flex. Rotate the ankles one direction and rotate them the other direction. Flex your feet, spread out the toes. And now we're going to come into an eagle crunch. So let's start with the arms. You're going to cross your right arm over your left as you hug your torso or hug your chest. So you can stay here with your arms, or you could wrap your forearms. So that's the first option. Let's go to the hug for right now while we're getting the legs set up. So now we're going to take the left leg and wrap it around your right leg, maybe even hooking the toes around your calf if that's available to you. So notice you have to bend your knees to get into this position. Now, if this next part is too much with the legs, you're going to drop the bottom foot down to the floor and just keep the thighs crossed and skip the lower part of this next thing. So the way it looks is low back presses down, inhale, elbows and knees slide away from each other, and then exhale, curl them together. Feel the tailbone curl up as you crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. So if you're just doing the arms, it's going to look like this. Still working the core. It's just when you're doing the legs, or you could just have the legs up and not do the curl. When you're working the legs, you're getting into that lower part of your abs. Okay, take one more breath in and out and release. And then as you release, you're going to open everything nice and wide. And then we're going to switch. Left arm crosses on top. Oops. Right leg crosses on top. Maybe wrap the forearms, and we'll do the same thing. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl in. Open and curl. And while we're doing this little eagle arm, we're also stretching between the shoulder blades. Sometimes that area can get kind of tight and get some knots in it. So we're also working out a little bit. Okay, let's do one more. And then open wide again, unwind everything. That feels good. And then bring feet down to the floor, arms down by your sides, palms facing the floor, coming into some rolling bridges. Exhale. On your inhale, roll your way up, reach the arms up to the ceiling and up over your head. And then exhale, roll the spine down and bring the arms back down. So you're going to continue with this, lifting and lowering the spine like a string of pearls, one pearl at a time. So after engaging that whole front of the body, this is kind of a nice way to give it a little stretch as you roll up. Okay, the next time you roll up, stay there. Lengthen tailbone out towards the knees, scoop the navel in and up. Even out the weight in your feet and then slide the arms, palms up, out to a T position and just gently press the backs of the arms into the floor. And then slide the arms down all the way. Now you might be able to walk your shoulders in towards each other. If you want, you could even clasp your hands. And you might be able to go into your bridge a little deeper. Taking a deep breath in and out. And on your next inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, spine rolls all the way down to the floor. Once the hips are lowered, let your heels come down and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh, flexing your right foot for a stable knee. Left foot can stay on the floor, or you're going to bring your left knee into your chest with your hands going around the back of your left thigh. Or you could go over the top of the shin, or you could use a strap to make your arms a little longer. And then go side to side here. Find that spot that feels best. Stay there and hold. And then set the left foot back down on the floor. Keep your right ankle crossed. And then lengthen out the left leg all the way down. So just let the right leg relax open here. So we're opening up through the front of your right hip. And then bring right knee into your chest and take a sigh. Place the right foot down, and then we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. Left ankle crosses over your left thigh. Flex your foot. Right foot can stay down or bring the right knee up, and then rock side to side. And then find that place that feels best for you. Hold right there and breathe. Right foot comes down, and then lengthen the right leg all the way out. Left leg is just relaxed there as it stretches, the front of the hip open. Left knee comes into your chest. Take a sigh. And then both legs long, arms reach over your head. Inhale, take a big stretch through the entire body. Exhale, relax into it. And then inhale, stretch out through one side. The other side is relaxed. Exhale, release. And then stretch out through the other side. And let it go. And then the whole body again. And release it. Good. Walking feet back to the floor. Breathe in. Exhale, knees into your chest and rock side to side. Okay, we're going to come on to our side and working into we're really strengthening the arm, the tricep. So you're going to take your bottom arm and wrap it around your waist, and then the top hand comes to the floor in front of your shoulder. Now you have a couple of options with the legs. You can keep them bent. That's probably the softest version. Going straight is a little harder. And then the final one is to lift the top leg as you're pressing up. So you decide what you're going to do there, and then you're going to press up and come down. Press up and come down. So not only is this working the strength of the arm, but we're working the outer thigh and glutes if you're lifting the leg, as well as the waist, the side waist. Okay, we'll just do a few more on this side. It's also a little easier on your wrists than a traditional push-up. One more up, hold it. And come down. Good. Bend the knees, roll onto your back, do a little rocking side to side, and then you can roll all the way to the other side, or you can flip around. You decide. Bottom arm hugs the waist, top hand in front of your shoulder, knees can be bent or legs can be long. And then press up, maybe lift the top leg and lower down. Up and down. Exhale when you push up. Inhale when you come down. Let's do two more. As you press up, hold. And come all the way down. Bend your knees, press your way up. And we're going to come into seated. As you come into seated, make sure you're sitting up really tall. So if you need to sit up on a blanket or something to help you have a straighter spine, go ahead and do that. From there, roll your shoulders up, back, and around. And then keep going with the shoulders, but move them separate like you're doing the shoulder back stroke. Rib cage is moving too. On your inhale, shrug. Exhale, come down. Now just shrug your right shoulder to your right ear, and then squeeze it a little harder, and squeeze it even harder, and relax it down. And you might notice that that side feels lower. It might be lower. And then we'll go to the other side. Squeeze, a little harder, and a little harder, and release it down. Drop the chin down, take a sigh, and then roll your head over to your ear on your right side, or ear to the shoulder on your right side, and then over to the other side. And just keep going a few more of these head rolls. Make sure your jaw is soft. There's space between your upper and lower teeth. As your head goes over to the right, stay there and do a few little head nods. And then stop and take a sigh. And then come forward and over to the other side and do some more head nods on this side. And stop and sigh. And then head comes forward, chin to the chest. Breathe in. Exhale your head up. Inhale, arms sweep up. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up. Shoulders drop down. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, push to one side and come up. Breathe in. Exhale, push to the other side and come back up. Now changing it, cup elbows and go to the side, and this takes it up a little higher into the shoulder area. And up, and then over to the other side. And up. Sweep the arms down. Come onto your fingertips. Roll the shoulders back. Push the fingertips down. Squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows towards each other. Lift your heart. And then bring your chest upright. Lean back onto your hands. And then swing the legs over to the right. So you want to feel comfortable here. So the legs can be stacked in this Z position, or you can do sole of your front foot to your back knee. Make sure that this shin is at a place that feels comfortable for this knee. If this is feeling really uncomfortable, go back to that stacked leg. The other thing you could do is take a blanket or a block or something and place it underneath your left hip. Block's a little high, a blanket would be a little better, okay? But that can be helpful. From there, we're going to have hands on hips, and we're going to be tilting the pelvis forward and back in kind of a cat-cow. So inhale the hips forward, exhale back, and forward, and back, forward, back. And we'll do one more, forward, and back. Come back to a neutral spine, lean onto your right hand, bring your left hand to your thigh, roll the thigh forward and the hip rolls forward, and then roll it back. Roll it forward, roll it back, forward, and back, and forward, and back. And then slide the hand up to the hip, lean onto your right hand, or you can go down to the elbow. We're going to lift the left leg and pulse it up, 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 up. Hold the up and pulse it back, 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 back. Good. Release it down. Bring your hands to each side of your left knee. And then we're going to round the back, bringing the forehead towards the knee, and then scoop the heart forward. So the arms are helping guide this motion, helping support the torso. And we'll do two more. Last one. And then drape your torso over the thigh. Bring your fist, stack them up underneath your forehead so that your neck is able to relax. And take a few breaths here. Now you might stay here, or if you want to take this further, you'll start to lengthen out the left leg behind you, and then roll the left hip towards the floor as you bring the left kneecap to point straight down. Now if you don't get there, you're still a little open, that's okay. You just know where you're headed with this. You can also stay with the knee bent. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and press up. Lean on to the right hip, swing the back leg around, and then we're going to go to the other side. So the legs swing to the right, and you're going to be on your left hip. So if you're going to do some elevation here, it'll be under your left hip. And then legs can be Z pose, stacked, or Z pose, foot to the knee. We're going to do those pelvic tilts. Inhale, hips forward, exhale, back, forward, and you can even get the upper body going. And we'll take one more. And then come back up to a neutral spine. Lean onto your left hand, right hand to the thigh, roll the thigh forward, hip rolls forward, roll the thigh back, and forward, and back, forward, back. One more, forward, and back. Good. Back to neutral, hand to the hip. You can lean onto your left hand, or you can go down to the elbow, and then you're going to lift the right leg up and pulse it up. So right now we're working those outer glutes as you pulse up. And these are not easy. Okay, now pulse up, bring it up and pulse back. And when we go back, we get more into the big glute, the glute max. Back, 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 back. Let's do two more. Back, back, and release. Hands next to each side of your left knee. Bend or curl the spine as you bring your forehead to your knee, and then scoop your way up. And then knee to the forehead and scoop up. Arms are supporting and helping guide the movement. One more. And come up. And then stack fists. Drop your forehead, drape over your thigh. Either stay here, breathing deeply, or start to straighten out the right leg behind you. And then roll the right hip towards the floor, pointing the left knee or the right knee straight down. Breathe. Good. And then we're going to come back up and we'll swing that leg in and come right up into table. So instead of a cat-cow, we're going to start out with kind of this circular motion, making big circles with your hips. You can let your upper body and your shoulders get in on it. Let it be kind of organic movement, and then reverse that circular motion. Okay, and then coming back to table, stretch your right leg out, toes tucking under, push back through your heel. If you'd like, you could bring left knee up to your chest to add arm and core work. Breathe. And then drop the left knee down. We're going to sweep the right leg over to the left, tuck your toes under, push through your heel, look over your shoulder into a little side stretch. Now, you can come out of that side bend with your upper body, and you're just going to bend the right knee. So now the knees are crossed. Open the feet apart and push your hips back. And then come forward, sweep the leg out to the right. Outside edge of your foot is pushing down, arch is lifting, sits bones are reaching back. Now, if you want a deeper stretch, you just have to drop your right hip towards the floor a little more. And then we're going to take a twist to the right, sweep the right arm up, bring the arm back down, and then if you'd like, go down to elbows. Drop your head and just take a few deep breaths right here. Back up onto the hands, back to both knees, wag your hips side to side. Neutral with the spine, stretch your left leg out, toes tuck under, push back through the heel. Maybe lift the right knee up. Right knee comes down, sweep the leg to the right, toes under, look over your shoulder. Side stretch right here. And then come out of that side stretch with the upper body. Keep the legs crossed, drop the knee down so the thighs are crossed. Open the feet out a little wider and then push your hips back. Bring your hips forward, slide the left leg out to the left now. Outside edge of the foot's pushing down, arch is lifting, sits bones back. Deeper stretch by dropping the left hip towards the floor. And then twisting left, sweep your left arm up. Bring it back down. Maybe go down to your elbows. Good. And then come back up to the elbows, back to both knees. Breathe in. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch. And again, round and arch. And back to neutral. Stretch your arms forward. Try to keep them really straight, and your hands can be as wide as they need to be. Heart melts as the hips stay lifted, coming into puppy pose. Lift the outside edges of the shoulder blades up. Come onto your fingertips. Breathe nice and deep right here. And then bring the elbows back down to the floor. Press yourself up to kind of a table just to transition onto your belly. So you're going to keep the forearms about mat width parallel to the sides of your mat. Tuck your or slide your tailbone down, scoop in the navel, engage your glutes. Press your way up into a Sphinx pose. So you're pulling the heart forward as you lengthen the tailbone down. Press the back base of the skull up and back. All right, from here, we're going to take the right arm, thread it through. So it goes across your chest, and then your chest is going to try to stay pointing straight down as you drop down over that arm. And stretch your left arm forward in front of you. And take a few breaths here. Okay, and then press up, unthread. Same thing on the left side, thread the left arm through. Drop your chest down, stretch your right arm forward, and breathe. And then unthread. As you come down to the floor again, forehead on the mat, bring your hands straight out from your shoulders. Elbows are lifted straight up to the ceiling and you're on your fingertips. And then push the fingertips down, and you'll feel by doing that, it forces your shoulder blades towards each other. So sometimes you'll even get a little popping, like a little self-adjustment happening here. All right, and then as you release the arms, bring them down by your sides, palms face the floor. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together so the shoulders are moving away from the floor. Lengthen out your tailbone, scoop in the navel, engage glutes. Just lift legs up now. Squeeze the feet together. Inhale, open the feet wide. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. One more time, squeeze, open. Back to what's neutral. Take a breath in and out and release down. Hands underneath your forehead. Take a big sigh. Hips wiggle side to side. And then bend your knees and move your feet side to side. Lengthen the legs back out. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Press your way up to table. Wag your hips or do a little cat-cow, whatever you need to there. And then when you're ready, come into your child's pose. Take a sigh in child's pose. Maybe do a little side-to-side rocking if that's feeling good for you. And then as you come back up to table, if you're coming to, you have two options. Coming into table on your forearms, or you can come into a down dog. I'll show you in table first. We're going to stretch the right leg back out behind you, let your head drop, and we're going to just lift and lower. So you're going to go very slow, so you're not using momentum. And then we're going to lift the leg, lift the hip, bend the knee. So you can do that in table on your forearms, or maybe come up to your down dog, maybe pedal the feet a few times first before we commit to that leg lift. When you're ready, lift right leg up. So you're either in table or down dog, and then lower the foot down and bring it up, and lower it down and up and down and up. Hold it there. Lift the right hip up, bend the right knee, and breathe right here. Lengthen the leg back out. Turn the hip down again and back to both feet or both knees. Take a sigh in the middle. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg goes long. Lift it up. Lift it down. So you're going slow, not flinging the leg up, just using the strength of the back of the leg and the glutes. Okay, bring the leg up, lift the left hip, bend the left knee, take a breath in and out, straighten the leg, hip points forward, drop the knee or the foot back down, and release back into child's pose one more time. Take a sigh. All right, coming forward, walk your hands over to the left, bring your right foot forward, bring your hips forward, finding your half lunge knee over ankle. And once you have that set up, you can keep your hands over to the left of the foot. You could frame the foot. You could also bring your hands up on blocks. Walk your hands up the front leg so your chest lifts. And then we're just going to do a little reset of the core. So push your hips back, drop the tailbone, scoop in the navel, maintain that as you come forward again. And then you're either going to keep hands on front leg or reach arms up. Drop the shoulders, take a breath in and out. And now we're going to move the chest forward and up. Hands can stay on the front leg or the arms can sweep forward and up and forward and up. One more time, forward and up. Pause right there. Take a breath in and out. And then hands come back down, framing the foot or to the left of the foot. Back toes tuck under. Lift your back knee coming into your lunge, pushing out through your back heel, lengthening out through the top of your head. Chest is lifted a little bit, and breathe right here. Good. Now we're going to take the back foot, step it forward just about a foot. Heel it comes down as your toes angle out. You can walk your hands up your front leg or sweep the arms all the way up, finding your warrior one. Take a breath in, let it go. Breathe in again. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades as you pull the elbows down. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, squeeze and stretch. One more time. Squeeze and stretch, and then squeeze, and hold that little squeeze for a breath. Hands come to your right leg, right at the top of the thigh. Straighten the thigh, or straighten the leg. Push the hip back, bring your left hip forward. Push the ball of the foot down, hinge forward with a straight spine. So your hamstrings in your front leg are the thing that's going to limit you. So when you feel the edge of that, you're going to stop. So your spine can stay straight. Take a breath right here. Maybe slide hands gently down the leg or to the floor or blocks. And then only if it feels okay for your low back, you could drape over your front leg. Take a breath in and out. And then bend the front knee. Find the floor with your hands. Lift your back heel so you can drop the back knee and come into table, or you can step back into more of a plank. All right. If you came into table first, then find your plank, and we'll just take a few deep breaths here. And then drop the knees into table. Toes under. Lift the knees up an inch and lower them down. Lift them up, lower them down, up, down. Last time, up and down. Release the toes into child's and come into child's pose, or lift back up into down dog. Take a sigh. And then come into table. Walk your hand, release toes, walk your hands to the right, step left foot forward, finding your lunge. As the hips come forward, knee is over the ankle. So if it's over your toes, you need to walk your front foot forward a little. And then we're going to bring hands up to the front leg. Little reset. Push your hips back, drop your tailbone, scoop in the navel, maintain that, come forward. Hands can stay on the leg or reach up. Breathe right here. And then we're going to do that sweeping forward and back motion with the chest. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. And forward, up. Last time, forward and up. Pause right there. One more breath. Hands come down, either framing the foot or to the right of the foot, or they could be up on blocks. Back toes under, lift your back knee up. Really strengthen through the back leg. Lengthen out through the top of your head and the front of your torso. Chest lifts a little bit. Breathe right here. Okay, stepping back foot forward, just about a foot. Heel down, toes angle out. Bring yourself up. Warrior one. Breathe in. Exhale, elbows squeeze. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze. And come up. Squeeze. up, squeeze, pause right there. Hands come to your left leg, right at the top. Push the left hip back, bring your right hip forward, front leg straight, ball of the foot's pushing down, hinge forward. Hamstrings will stop you, but stop before you round your back. And then slide your hands down gently on the foot or on the leg, or you can be lower. Take a breath in and out here. And then decide if it's wise for you to fold forward or if you're going to stay right here. Good. And then come back up a little bit, bend your front knee, walk your hands to the right, turn your toes forward. You can heel toe your feet out to where they need to go, and then fold forward. Come up part way, hands either at the hips or reach the arms out, and come up. Turn the right toes out, breathe in, exhale, bend the knee, warrior two. Check in if you need to make any adjustments, making sure your bent knee is over the ankle, thigh is drawing a line out through the center of your foot. Drop your hands a little bit so your shoulders feel a little more relaxed. Take a breath in and out. And then bring your back hand down, reach the right arm up, reverse your warrior. And come back. Bring your right hand to your thigh, bring your other hand to your hip. Press right down into your thigh muscle or thigh bone. So we're helping with some bone density there. At the same time, press your thigh muscle up into your hand. So you'll feel your leg activate a little more. Good. Now you can stay right here, or you can go down to elbow, stretch the top arm up alongside your ear. If you want to go even further, you're going to go down to the floor or block. Breathe right here. Roll your top shoulder open. Now, reach your top arm up. Bottom arm reaches down just to the inside of the thigh. Press the thigh muscle, thigh leg, press the thigh back. And then press the ball of the right foot into the floor. Lengthen out through the right side of your waist as you come into your triangle pose. Breathe here. Good. Bring your top hand to your hip. Come up, other hand to your hip. And then we're going to push off your back leg. Bring it in. It's a little hard of a transition, but you can get there. And then we're going to come into floating star. Really expand in every direction. And then step wide again. Adjust your foot width. Then turn your left toes out. Come into your warrior two on this side. Find your position first. And then focus on your breath. Reverse your warrior, right hand down, left arm up. And back to warrior two. Right hand to the hip, left hand to the center of your thigh, press right down into your thigh bone, creating or helping with our bone density. Thigh muscle presses up into the leg to engage the leg a little more. And then you can stay on your hand, or you can lower down to your elbow, or you can bring your hand down to the floor or the block. Other arm stretches up by the side of your head. Roll your top shoulder open. And breathe right here. Top arm stretches up. Bottom arm stretches down. Press the thigh back with your arm. And then press the ball of the left foot down into the floor as you straighten the left leg, lengthen through the left side of the waist. Hand can rest gently on the leg or the floor or a block. Bend the knee, hand to the hip. Okay, we're going to come into that floating star. Push off your right foot, bring it in, and then open wide. And then as you release out of your star, come to face the front of your mat again. Take a sigh. Bring the arms down. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come up halfway. And lower down. Fingers reach back. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. So we're going to do that again, but add a little. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, heart opens, arms open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, come down. Fingers reach back. Inhale, all the way up. Hands lower to your heart, coming into chair pose. Pull the navel in, lengthen out your tailbone, open your collarbones, thigh bones, drawing down the center line of your foot again. Okay, transfer your weight to your left leg. Right leg slides out and in, out, in, out, and in. Back to both feet, even weight on both feet. Take a breath in and out. Same thing on the other side, weight into the right leg. Left foot goes out, in, out, in. Last time, out, and in. Back to both feet. Interlace your fingers, push your heels strong into the floor as you straighten your legs. Reach your arms up, press your palms up, drop the shoulders down. Breathe in. As you exhale, little twist to the right, little lift of your heart. And back to center, take a breath in. Exhale, little twist to the left, heart lifts slightly. And back to center, release the hands, fingers pointing up, roll up to your toes. Hands to the heart, heels down, take a sigh. And then as you release your hands, bring your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. Let your toes angle out. We're going to come into that in and out squat. So hands can either be on your thighs as we bend and go straight, or you can bring your hands to the floor. So we're not coming into a full squat, just kind of moving towards it and out of it. It can look like this, or it can look like this. Angle your toes to what feels most natural for your legs and hips and knees. Okay, the next time we go to that straight position, release the hands down, bend your knees and just hang in a ragdoll. Take a sigh. And then hands to the floor, bend your knees as much as you need to, stepping back, table or plank. If you come to table first, then you're going to find your plank. Okay, now slide your right foot forward a little bit, and then come onto the outside edge of your left foot, open the chest to the right, reach the right arm up, and by the side of your head, and breathe right here. And then bring hands to the floor, chest to the floor, back to plank. Take a breath in and out. Slide the left foot forward a little. Turn onto the outside edge of your right foot. Turn the chest to the left. Left arm stretches up and over to the side of your head. So your left foot is helping support you in this side plank. And then hands down, back to plank, down dog or puppy pose. Take a breath in, let it go, and then back into child's pose. And take a sigh right there. All right, roll yourself upright. We're going to turn ourselves around, getting ready to come to the mat, but not just yet. So lean back on your hands and then bring your right ankle to your left side, just like we would for figure 4 pose. Slide the left foot in. So you can go down to your elbows if you need to. You can have your foot way out from your hips. for a softer pose, or you can bring your foot in close to your hips and bring your chest forward for a deeper pose. So find what's going to work for you, and you're either going to stay right here and breathe, or press your left foot down and come into an upward table on one foot. And then bring the hips down. Keep leaning back on your hands and move your knees side to side. And then move the legs a little to the left and hold right there. Bring the legs to center, lengthen the left leg out, release the right leg, give them a little shake. And we'll do the same sequence on the other side. Cross the left ankle over your right thigh, flex the foot, bring your right foot in, and you can stay holding right here. So if your hips feel like they have to lift here, it's because you went too deep into your pose. So find it where your hips can be flat on the ground. And either stay right here and breathe, or lift the hips up. Hips come back down, move the legs side to side. And then a little to the right and hold. Good. And back to center, lengthen right leg out, bring left leg out, give the legs a little shake, and then slide the feet back to the floor, bring your hands to the backs of the knees, open through your collarbones, come onto your toes, tips, and then take a big forceful exhale that will engage your core. Hold that engagement, but be able to breathe. You can keep the toes on the floor, or you can bring the shins up, and you can keep holding on to the legs, or you can let the legs go. And then we're going to glide the shoulder blades. So you're going to reach the arms forward, feel the shoulders kind of move forward, and then pull shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Pull over, forward, and back. Forward, back, forward, back. We'll do one more. Forward, back. Good. Hands to the backs of the thighs, feet to the floor. Inhale, squeeze the heart forward. Exhale, open through the back. And then release the rest of the way down, coming into your chest, and rock a little bit side to side. As you come center, come into your happy baby pose. And once you come into happy baby pose, if you decide you want to take this a little further, you can start to lengthen the legs all the way out to either side, supporting the outsides of the legs with the hands. You could press the insides, or you could hold anywhere along the leg or up to your foot or toes, and breathe. And then bring the knees into your chest, rock side to side. From there, roll onto your left side. Bottom arm is going to support your head. Right arm is going to be stretched out in front of you. Inhale the arm up. Exhale it back behind you. And once that arm comes down, let the other one slide down to a T position. And take a big sigh right here. And then bring the, your arm back up and over. And then you're going to bring your bottom arm to support your head again. Now we're going to be focusing on the breath. So you're going to block off the left side of the nose and focus on the air moving through the right side of the nose. So the side that's closest to the ceiling. And this side represents solar, masculine energy. It's kind of fiery, action-oriented, and more linear and logical. It's also a good, you want to kind of promote this side of dominant breathing before you eat to help with your digestive fire. And it's energizing. And then Release the other side of the nose and take an inhale through both sides together and sigh it out. And then we're going to move on to the other side, so you can roll to the other side or you can flip around. And once you're on the other side, bottom arm supports your head. Top arm reaches out in front of you. Inhale the arm up. Exhale it back behind you. Once you've dropped that shoulder, slide the other arm down to a T as well and take a side. And then the top arm reaches back up to the ceiling and brings you back onto your side. Bottom arm slides under to support your head. Now we're going to be focusing on the top side should be your left side. Block off your right side and breathe through the left. And this side represents lunar, feminine energy. It's cooler, promotes creativity and intuition, and it's also calming. And this is the side you want to focus on before you go to bed. And then let the bottom side go. Deep breath in through both sides together. And sigh it out. And then coming on to your back again. And just check in any last pose, any last stretch that you're wanting to do before you come into final relaxation or Shavasana. So whatever it is, move into that first. And then bring yourself into your most comfortable position and settle in. And once you've made all of your adjustments and you're completely comfortable, let yourself fully release. Oops. Allow your breath to soften and flow easily. Allow the body to relax as if it were wax melting into warm sand. And every inhale draws in new energy, vitality, health, and life. And every exhale washes away anything no longer serving you. Bringing your system into a place of optimal balance. Inhaling peace and calm. And exhaling, releasing any tension or stress. Breathe into your belly. Let it go. Breathe in, belly, low ribs. Let it go. Breathe in, belly, ribs, upper chest, biggest breath you can take. Let it go. And as you start to bring some movement into your body, just check in. So if you're wanting to promote a little more activating energy, you're going to roll onto your left side. If you're wanting to promote a calmer energy, roll to your right. And when you get there, focus on the air moving through the top nostril. And if you'd like, you can block the bottom side off again. We'll just take a few breaths right here. And then let the bottom side go. Big inhale through the nose and sigh the breath out. And very gently bring yourself up to a seated position. When you come to seated, we're going to come into the Usha's Mudra. So you're just loosely interlacing your fingers, thumbs are apart, and the palms are open and facing up, resting in your lap. So this is the gesture of the dawn, or the mudra of infinite possibilities. And as you come back to your breathing, think of all the possibilities ahead of you, all that opportunity, and then maybe set an intention for your day, for your week, your month, or your year. Just something that you can cast out there and slowly, gently draw yourself towards whatever it is you're working to. And when you have that intention in mind, take another sigh. And then bring the hands together at your heart, drawing that intention into your heart center, nestling the thumbs up against your breastbone. And bow your head towards your heart center and thank yourself for your practice today. And I thank you as well. Namaste.